liability, not an asset.
Well,
I mean, like, Google and, like, Amazon both sell the fact that I'm looking at their websites to other companies. Like, they make their money off of me looking at things, not because I'm not the customer. I'm the product.
well, speaking of assets and products...
Acquisitions Incorporated?
Don't know if we're legally allowed to use that. Do you guys remember what happened last week?
We saved the dwarfies.
We did an all-nighter and we got back to the Lucent Edict. No, not the Lucent Edict. That's the other nautiloid.
We pulled an all-nighter.
What was the nautiloid called again?
HMS Shag at Sea.
The Indescendant.
Inascendant. That's a good name.
And it flew off back to a different plane of existence.
By Warren.
And they gave us a bunch of stuff.
They did.
Yeah.
So they parted with a couple of items for you, which I think in the week in between, you guys had discussion about who goes what?
Yeah.
We did.
So who
I got
goes
two
what?
guns now.
You've got two at the hip.
I feel like one is more of a backup at this point.
Okay, so the second pistol has gone to Wodun.
The Eye of Minute Seeing is going to Horacio, so that he can see little things and investigate better and perform surgeries better, because that's what he does.
Okay. And the Helm of Detect Thoughts.
We'll be going to Svieta so she can talk as a cat. Among other things, but that's the most important one.
Telepathically communicate while you are an animal.
Speak with your friends with a slug on your head.
I'd buy one.
It's crazy how much utility that has for an uncommon item, to be honest.
It's uncommon how useful it is.
The fact that they call it, like, a slug hat just gives me Bloodborne vibes.
Slug
Okay.
hat.
Wear this astral slug on top of your head to see into other people's minds. Can I not?
Sounds like a mushroom or some dropping some acid.
You also do have a amulet as well that you didn't really get a chance to identify. Half the party took a shot at it. I don't know if you want to try. You're now here in this open, like, field in the snow at night. It's quite late.
As we're in character discussing the boring practice of who gets what item,
In the middle of a field.
we can toss the
Black.
amulet to probably Wodun as the next best chance of getting the Arcana.
God, no.
Do you want to set up camp and we can sort of do everything?
We'll
So
head
there's
back.
somewhere safer.
We'll head back to those trees. You remember when we got attacked by a bullet?
Yes.
We'll cut open and sleep inside the bullet.
You make a makeshift lean-to shelter out of the bullet. Its
Yep.
corpse.
Bullet 2.
You head to the trees where you initially had entered this field, so you head across the other side, and you can make camp.
I imagine the bullet's corpse would be pretty well preserved considering the cold.
It would be quite cold through and through, yeah.
I'd rather not. I've got bad memories.
Wasn't pleasant.
So you have camp started. Did you want to have a crack at the amulet?
Yes.
Roll me a Arcana check.
Oh, I know exactly what this is. It's
Bardic inspiration on this.
looks like 24 carat gold or silver. I'm pretty sure.
You colorblind?
I rolled a 10.
Do you want to take a crack, Sveta, just for...
I'm not very good at metalwork, but
I'll
I'll
give you
give it a
bardic
crack.
inspiration.
Does that work on a knowledge check?
It works on any ability check.
Give it to Sveta. Why not?
Here, have a D8. Add a D8 to your
D8
thing.
now?
A D8,
Wow.
yeah. You got upgraded because we're level 5.
7.
It's the cursed amulet.
It could be anything. Maybe it's just an amulet.
It's magic. I know it's magic.
I don't know. You asked for my opinion. There you go.
We'll keep working on it.
Okay.
Just put it on.
Well, I mean, Horatio did put it on, but I don't know how to... Without giving away exactly what it is, I don't know how to tell him what the effects are. So...
I'll put it on again. There's only one way to be sure, and that's through scientific experimentation.
How about this? I also allowed an investigation check. If anyone wants to do an investigation check while He's wearing it
Check me out.
Oh,
with bardic inspiration, I'm
use
sure.
the eyes of minute seeing for it as well.
Actually, yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, okay.
Things.
Let's try this eyeball thingy.
See the magic at a molecular level.
So that gives you, does that give you advantage on the check, or?
I think it does. Is that the description?
Probably add it to your.
You should add it to, yeah.
Yes,
Maybe.
shall.
It will give you advantage on intelligence investigation checks that rely on sight while searching an area or studying a subject within that range.
All right, I'm going to study the amulet with my new little eyeball.
Yep.
That doesn't count. Oh, well, both
specialise.
twos. Lucky one came out. Two's coming out everywhere.
Roll a d8 for your bardic.
Thanks. Thanks for that piteous drum. Oh, it's an 8, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an 8 now.
Because right now we're sitting at... I got an 8
Oh,
on
8
the die,
plus.
so 13 plus a d8. 17. Gee, that got dragged up.
Okay.
17.
That's enough.
Oh, Jesus, we got it.
We got there in the end. So this is probably going to be one for maybe even a roll-off. This is an amulet of health. Your constitution score is 19 while we wear this amulet.
Wow.
There's no effect on your constitution if it's already 19 or higher.
Holy shit.
This is a primo item.
Yeah, this is a really good one.
Wodun, I feel ripped. I'm just going to go like that.
Oh my god, Horacio.
It's
Do the other one.
It's
Do
no-
the other arm.
it's
Oh
no
my
thing.
god, they're
It's just
both
no
like
thing.
that.
Am I ripped?
Well, that's... Yeah. Strength.
jerked.
Maybe more shredded.
I'm sure. Yeah. Well, he was a bit of a twig. He's a lanky bastard.
No, you got not like big muscles, but you got that like corded, dense kind of look.
That's why I said
Like,
shredded.
sinewy.
Yeah,
Shredded
shredded.
instead of
Shredded, yeah. Yeah.
This is literally an item that can be useful for any one of you guys.
Yeah.
So
Feel remarkably vital. We could all use it when needing to be vital. I'll take it off for now. And
well, you guys could roll off on it. You guys could.
Would the con apply to your animal forms?
I was gonna reject it.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow, okay.
It's much better suited to you, Horacio.
I think we could all benefit. I'm not really a frontline fighter myself.
She's saying you're really skinny.
Oh,
Wasn't saying that.
Oh, sorry. I misunderstood.
it's the morning lord's diet. No, wait. Where's my god?
Kalembo.
It's the Kalemvor diet. You
That
got
special K you eat every morning.
you're only allowed to eat at dawn and dusk because that's when the judgment happens. That's a thing now, Callan. Just write that down.
All right. Judgment at dawn. Got it.
Special cereal.
Special cereal.
I do not want my body to look like that, so I will not wear that at all.
Fair enough. I'll just hold on to it for now.
Okay. Well, otherwise you're at camp. It's late at night. You guys setting watch and then going in the morning?
Yeah, watchies.
Yep.
I'll take first, and I'll stand there like flexing my leg and looking at it. Yeah, it's
Alright.
definitely a little more ripped.
So remember to it increases your HP, it increases your con, which increases your HP and your Constitution saving throw, and
Yeah,
it does a lot.
yeah. Sets it to 19.
So you go from whatever you are now to a +4.
0 to hero.
Ripped.
Okay, so first watch goes to Horatio.
So ripped. I roll my perception with disadvantage due to observing the ripped calves.
Well, fortunately, nothing more than snow foxes and hares seem to pass you in the night. You don't get accosted.
You just see a little hare walk past, and I call out to him, "Hey, come see how ripped my calves are. Look at this. You see that?"
The rabbit's thinking, are you the one that killed my uncle in the forest?
Yeah,
And
kicked
my
him to
auntie-
death with this fucking calf.
He had a burn hole in his head.
Yeah, some kid. I don't know.
Who's next up on?
Why is every
I'll-
animal in
I'll
this
go
adventure so judgmental?
Yes.
I blame Skeen.
Yeah, he's turned the forest sassy.
Svieta has next watch.
Yep.
Roll a perception check.
Perception?
Yeah.
26.
During your watch, you looking out from where you are in the tree line, you can see across the clearing, and on the opposite side, there's another set of trees that goes into the forest down there towards the river. And just around midway through your watch, you can see a fog cloud start to develop on those trees in the south. But they don't seem to come towards, like, over the clearing at this stage.
Is it getting closer?
It has been growing for the last, say, 10 minutes, and it's now reached the other edge of the...
I won't wake anyone yet, but if it does get twice as big or any closer, I'll wake someone.
Alright. Fortunately, the fog begins to dissipate, and you're left with fairly clear skies again at the end of your watch.
Okay.
Who's next?
I'll go last.
Okay. So Wodun's awakened for his final watch. You now have, you've got your campsite, you've got a low burning fire in front of you, and let's see what happens.
Get a bottle of whiskey and see what happens.
Is there anything you want to be doing at this stage?
Yeah. Well, as the sun's coming up, I'll go back to my fitness routine.
Okay.
I'll strip down to my jocks next to the fire, and I'll be doing my. He's going to be looking towards more of a Tai Chi sort of flavor, I think. This time is the like slow pushing and pulling of energy. He's now that he's feeling a bit stronger these days, and he wants to sort of start focusing on his magic. So he's trying to like kind of channel and get a bit more connected to his arcane abilities.
And so you're doing this, and towards the end of your watch, you finish up on your Tai Chi training. And you're standing there with a little bit of a light sheen of sweat covering your body, as is tradition.
So hot.
And what you're looking at now is, like, as you sort of start to rub down and towel off a bit, you'll end up, your eyes cast over to the small fire that you've got going, which has now just been reduced to mostly embers. And you're staring at it, and through Wodun's eyes, we're staring at it as well. As we pull in close, we can see those dying embers start to become brighter again. Brighter and brighter until we see a full fire once again. And we pull back and we see some flames dancing in the hearth. No longer are we with Wodun and the party. It looks like you're in a dark room with an ornate central fireplace. This room is stately, fitting for a noble. And we can see in the shadows some expensive trinkets, trophies, and treasures that are displayed around 2 red velvet high-backed chairs facing the fire. Rain is beating down hard on a full-story window looking out into the night. One of the seats is empty, but in the other sits a man who's turning to his middle ages. If his hair wasn't swept and coiffed chestnut brown, we might have assumed that this was Wodun, if trending a little bit more into his older years. However, this man is not the smiling, boisterous Wodun that we know, and he has a permanent, disappointing scowl etched into the wrinkles around his mouth. His eyes are dark with heavy bags and crow's feet. He sits with hands arched in front of him, leaning back and staring at the flame, hungrily licking the logs. In between the 2 chairs is a small table, on which, delicately laid, is a silk handkerchief. And on top of that is a tiny silver anvil and hammer gleaming in the dim light. The man takes a moment to look at the trinket before the sound of running feet can be heard, and 2 young children come racing into the room. An older and younger brother about the ages of 6 and 10. They have bright, smiling faces and jet black hair. As they run in, the older of the two seems to hesitate and reaches out for the younger brother. The man's scowl turns into a snarl, and as he's about to yell something, the younger brother trips and knocks into the table, sending it teetering. In surprise, the young boy reaches out to stop the small trinket from toppling over. However, striking as quick as a snake, the man grabs the young boy's arm hard and uses his elbow to stop the table's fall. Now the man leans forward, and his voice almost a hiss as he addresses his youngest son.
What have I told you about this frivolous waste of time?
The young boy yelps in pain as the man's vice grip tightens.
If I had known you'd have so much energy, I'd have left you outside training!
The young boy starts to whimper out a sorry, but the grip is tightened even further. His arm starts to go white around where the hand has him.
It's tragic to me that listening and concentration is not a virtue you possess. Maybe I've been too gentle on you.
Father, stop! You're hurting him! At the response from the older son, the man's head snaps around and stares daggers. His grip has not loosened, though, and the younger boy begins to cry.
Don't you dare talk to me like that! Not here, not ever! Both of you, useless trash, needs to learn how to earn their keep in this house!
Please, stop! He's too little!
Silence! He must learn, or perhaps you'd like to take on his punishment. Should I break your arm again?
The older boy stays still, and with a tear welling in his eyes, he starts to offer his hand forward. But before the man can take it, we hear some footsteps running down a long hall, and a voice calls out, "Haldun! Wodun! What's going on?" And just as the steps reach the room, the man lets go of the young boy's arm. The older brother steps forward to catch his collapsing brother. A lady then enters. She's tall, pale-skinned, with long raven black hair and emerald-green eyes that seem to sparkle even in the dim light. Wearing a white and blue simple but elegant dress. She sees her sons and looks at the man. "What happened?" But without even addressing her question, the man responds,
"Get them out of my sight. Their pointless running around is distracting."
The woman gives the man a severe look, but then gently reaches down and picks up the youngest son, still sobbing. She offers her hand to the older one, and with a final glance she leaves them. Partway down the hall she begins to sing to her children, a soft and gentle melody which drifts through the household, and eventually with a click shut of a door, it's silenced. The man sits for a moment, the sound dying away, and then, with a dissatisfied grunt, he takes the tiny hammer and carefully strikes the tiny anvil 3 times. On the final strike, the small tink sound rings out like a bell. He puts the hammer down on the silk. After a moment, a figure materializes behind the man's chair. A tall, broad humanoid wearing only a belt and brown pants. Bald head nearly scrapes the ceiling, and a long beard with fiery eyes. MacLeod approaches.
Why have you summoned me? Is it perhaps time? Are you ready to take the pledge? To commit your soul?
The man doesn't answer his question.
I thought it would work. I tried. The celestial bloodline is mine by right. I should have produced warriors. Real champions. Then you are not here to fulfill your oath.
The man continues.
They turned out useless. The older one's defiant to my command, and has a weakness when he concerns himself with others. Can't rid him of it. The younger one is simply useless and stupid. Then your body and soul are forfeit to me.
The man turns, showing for the first time fear in his eyes.
No, no. This cannot be the end. There must be another way. I think I know a better way.
MacLeod moves forward and lays his enormous hand across the man's shoulders. The man winces as the dirt and soot cascade from his body into his fine clothes and furniture. He holds his tongue should the figure decide to crush him.
I've been researching came across something interesting. What do you know of Avernus? Markle is silent. They say on the first level of the 9 hells rules a powerful demon. I haven't been able to find out, but apparently they weren't always a demon, but once a creature of some celestial origin. Don't know how, but on a crusade to Avernus, they were corrupted. Its power exploded to the point where it took over the first layer. Markle cocks his head to one side as the man finishes. I think corrupting divine blood is the key, and through it we can make something far more powerful than it originally was. I want to uphold my oath, and with your strength we shall try it. He pauses. We'll use the younger one first. He is the weakest. If he survives, he'll be a template for the older. If he dies, it's of no consequence. Bring me the children on the summer solstice. We will begin. After a moment, Markle fades away into smoke and shadow, leaving only the man remaining. Yes, celestial corruption. That will be the key. As he stares back at the fireplace, we can see the flame raging as we return to camp.
Okay, so Andromeda Brothers, that's canon. And our dad's a piece of shit. Got it. That was a lot.
It's morning. There's no need for a fourth watch, so Wodun wakes the rest of you. What would you like to do?
Could we get the map of the Dale up?
I think it's already still...
Not for me. Maybe I need to refresh.
No, because I moved it to Chardalyn.
Sorry, excuse me.
Okay.
So, I think that since we are so close to it, our most pressing concern might be the Duragar at Sunblight Fortress.
Yes, it's not far from here, right? Do we know roughly where it is?
Yeah, we sent the Chewinga over there.
That's right.
Well, you also have a map that points out exactly where it is as well.
Duragar, I think, pointed it out.
I think we found the Duragar's map, didn't we?
In East Haven, you found it on the ferry. So you do know that if you head around the mountain here and continue heading east, in one of these mountains you should find the fortress. But you don't exactly know what you're looking for, just the general location.
Does the map show a route through the mountains, or do we have to go sort of all the way around?
If you look at the map that you have, you think that there could be a way through from here. You don't think you'd have to return necessarily to a main trail. There's sort of two ways. You can either keep going around this particular mountain, or you can head back towards Duggan's Hole and sort of circumnavigate the mountains in the north and then come back in.
That seems a bit of a long way.
I think going south and then down around the current mountain and then going up northeast is probably the best route.
Follow the river around a little bit.
Yeah.
What exactly are we hoping to achieve at the fortress again?
The both sets of Duragar that we encountered seems to
That's right.
threaten us.
Their dad was there or something?
Yeah, they indicated that the leader of them is there.
Located there.
They also had the Chardalyn.
Right. Sorry. I've been meaning to bring this up since we were at the cabin, but the sun's still shining. It's still rising and setting, but it only occurred to me while we were at the cabin in the north that it's just the weather. It's just clouds. There's no magic that's preventing the sun from rising and setting. It could just be that something is controlling the weather in the dale and preventing the sun from shining.
You mean in terms of the so-called perpetual darkness?
Yeah, because when we used the sun as star, just clouds parted. The sun didn't magically rise.
It affected the weather, yeah.
It affected the weather.
That's a good point.
So it could be that whatever is causing this isn't like even necessarily like a curse from some goddess. It could be someone has engineered some sort of weather machine. That sounds a bit absurd, but...
Well, does it? We actually have a weather machine in our possession.
I don't know if it still works. It doesn't like glow like it used to, but yeah, if it's feasible for like one man in a cabin to make something that can control the weather, it's certainly seems feasible for someone to, be controlling it in the dale.
Absolutely. Then do you think perhaps we could learn something about this at the Sunblade Fortress?
Or do you think that's where it could be? Do you think that's what the Duragar's plans are?
The name is kind of like... The name of the fortress is kind of what made me return to that initial line of thinking.
Rather foreboding.
It's the Sunblight Fortress.
Yeah.
Perhaps the architects of the people who don't like the sun are seated there. Duragar also, in general, don't appreciate bright light.
Let's go crack some skulls.
Yeah, we'll at the very least have a look.
I guess that too.
And even if this is just a hunch that ends up being wrong, they at the very least might know something about what's going on. Assuming we don't accidentally kill them all again. Sorry, I mean me. Assuming I was going to accidentally kill them all again. I really do have a bad habit of being a bit too precise with my strikes on these Duragar.
You have rage blackouts. It's unhealthy. Alright, you've had your special cereal. Is it time to head off?
Yes.
Svieta, anything?
No, we can go to the fortress.
Okay.
Alright.
Zardarok. Even his... Duragar's dad I've got here, the leader Zardarok, and it means, well, he's regarded as sun's bane, and he hides out in sunblight.
Yeah, that seems suspect.
So how are you approaching the marking on your map?
South to the river, follow the river a bit more, head north, and then east.
We do have a history of successful tactical advances on large structures.
So from where you are, you begin to head south into the... there's a small forest that's there before the main river. But you know that if you head to the river and then follow it southeast, it'll take you around the mountain here, the edge of this mountain that backs up onto this clearing. You begin to travel, and as you're heading this way, you can feel that even though you're keeping mostly to the valleys of where you are, the elevation is going up and up steadily. You're getting higher and higher into the mountains. Eventually you come to the point where you may have to start climbing. As in, you're just going to have to start heading up into the mountains themselves rather than keeping to the valley.
Scrambling.
So, what I need to do at this point is there needs to be some survival checks from the person who's leading the expedition. This will determine if you're able to make progress through the mountains, whether you get blocked or hindered, or some other event happens. So who would like to do a survival check?
I think generally Sveta's been the driver.
She's the survivor.
She's the survivor.
Okay.
She's going to make it.
So roll me a survival check. You're basically using this to try and make your way through the mountains as you start climbing.
Alright, I will shift to give myself advantage.
Okay.
18.
18.
Not bad,
Okay.
not bad.
So that's for this hour. You are able to make your way further into the mountains towards the part marked on your map. Can I get another survival check, please?
How long's it been? An hour?
It's an hour, yeah.
Would you say a short rest?
It's been 58 minutes, I think.
It's up to you whether you want to take... You can rest in between hours, like you don't...
Oh no, I'm only asking because I get my shifting back on a short rest. But if it hasn't been a short rest...
Hasn't been a short rest, you've been constantly going.
Alright, that's okay. Let's try that again. 19.
19, also
She's
sufficient.
on fire.
I do need one more survival check, so this will represent 3 hours of tough work.
Can I ask as well, is the sled able to come with us on this terrain, or...?
It is for the first part. This last hour is very difficult with the sled. You're sort of making your way across passes and ridges to where you're going.
Right.
One more survival check?
Bring us home, Svieta.
Can I help her?
Yes, you can if you'd like.
Assistance.
18.
18. Also sufficient. Good rolls. Beyond the snowy foothills, low-lying clouds obscure the icy peaks of the gargantuan mountains that form the spine of the world. Eventually, you get above the clouds and below a sheer mountain wall, rising more than 100 feet before you. Carved high on the wall are rows of arrow slits, with lights burning behind them and clanking sounds issuing from them. A narrow staircase is hewn into the rock that leads up along the side of the wall.
It's massive.
A staircase?
Yes. The steps leading up are barely 5 feet wide.
I think this is where we're going to have to leave the sled. What should we do with the dogs?
Any trees or structure nearby?
Can we tuck the cart under a tree or some bushes or something so they don't see it from the arrow slits?
Sveta's checks were very good, so I will let you know that nearby there is a cave. That probably was once a bear cave. But it doesn't seem to have been used in a while.
Okay. Put them in there.
Yep, reverse in.
Okay.
Yep.
Parallel park.
Do the beeps. I was hoping Andrew would do beeps. Okay.
So disappointed.
I'm not going to give it up that easily. Not my beeps.
So you take some time. Are you going to take any of the Dogcliff and Otto with you? It is a staircase.
Animals do hate stairs.
I'm just stating it's a...
Well, yeah, I guess, is this going to be a stealth mission? Or are we going in, should we strip off our scale mail down to our bare chests?
Well, I don't know if we're going to be able to sneak in, to be honest. It seems pretty hard to get in. I think they've got the entrance pretty much covered. It seems pretty inhospitable and, surrounded by cliffs. So I don't think it's a kind of place we might be able to sneak in easily.
What if we had some invisible people?
Could get one invisible person in there.
I can make 2 visible people at the moment, actually.
At the top of the stairs, is it like a doorway or an entrance of some description?
It looks like it heads up to a shelf high above you.
My thinking would be that. No, wait, no. It's always cloudy. They're always gonna be able to see us fine.
It's always cloudy in Philadelphia.
I don't mean to brag, but I can also make 2 people invisible.
Whoa. Well.
We should definitely consider doing that.
Yes.
Approaching all invisible.
Yeah.
Because that lasts for an hour. That could get us very close.
Yeah. Well, at least have a look. Yeah. Let's go invisible then, shall we?
All right.
Have a look around.
So you wanting to... Because this is about 150 feet up as the staircase is, roughly. So...
We would have to leave Otto and Dogcliff behind.
Yeah, I think that's probably safer for them anyway. They've nearly died a few times now.
Make sure to leave some food out for all the dogs as well. And the Otto.
Okay. So you've left Otto and Dogcliff in the cave with the other dogs in the sled. You head back to the staircase where you were, and I'm assuming you were going to try and cast invisibility beforehand.
Yeah.
Before you do, From high above comes a loud grinding noise as large sheets of ice break off from the fortress walls and tumble down the mountainside. Suddenly, great doors of ice previously hidden under snow stand open, more than 300 feet above you. And from between them flies a huge dragon made of dark ice. Its eyes glow with a bright golden light as it lets out a terrible roar, hurls itself into the air and glides away from the fortress. It then turns and heads north towards the 10 towns.
Oh no.
You now have a dragon heading towards the 10 towns and a fortress in front of you. What do you do?
I heard Baldur's Gate's really nice at this time of the year.
I wouldn't know.
Well, I mean, let's look at the facts. That dragon will be on the 10 towns in minutes. Can we stop it?
That's a very good point.
Are the gates still open?
Yes. But it's like right at the top, 300 feet above you is where that was.
It'll take us a long time to get back to the 10 towns from where we are. I don't know if we can realistically intercept it if it's moving as the crow flies.
So it's 300 feet up.
That's where that door was, but the shelf where you were trying to climb to on the staircase would be about 150 feet up.
How far is the dragon from where we are?
It's just started, so it's, let's say 250 feet away.
So it exited a doorway that's higher up in the fortress.
Correct.
Okay. Are there any stairs or access points to that door?
You can't see that from here.
How well can we see the dragon?
It is, mechanically, a huge creature. Huge.
How far away did you say it was?
250 feet.
Alright.
One of the Durga
So
mentioned
excited for a second there. I was like,
One of the
Sphere's got us
Durgans-
covered again.
mentioned a dragon, didn't they?
Yeah.
There's a dragon made of Chardalyn. Apparently.
Huge is 15 feet by 15 feet in terms of game mechanics.
Okay, so it's not like the biggest dragon.
Yeah, it's one size category below the largest size, but yes.
Still. Could I try and use the little eye to try and see if it's got like a wide-angle lens? Try and get a bit of a view on the dragon, maybe try and make out its composition.
So those, that device is specifically for within 1 foot.
Oh.
But I would let you do just a standard perception check if you want.
Yeah, I'll look really hard.
Give me one of those as well.
Yep.
I'm good at this.
Anyone who would like to do a perception check can.
Ooh!
21.
25.
Flip.
Okay. Anyone else want to do that as well? Carnelian and Horacio, you're watching this dragon fly out of the fortress. And I think I described it as, let's see, huge dragon made of dark ice, right? Looking closer, you think you recognize that might not be ice. That actually might be something you're more familiar with. It looks like it could be Chardalyn.
One of the
Did mention that, yeah.
one of the Durga mentioned that his father will unleash his terror on the 10 towns and set out doom soars on dragon's wings.
Oh,
I wonder if that is the father
Dad.
who has just flown off.
I think you may be right, and that is Dad.
Dad, come back. Is there a way? Can we?
So flat.
Did we see anybody riding the dragon?
Not that you could see.
Perhaps to save the 10 towns, we need to draw the dragon back here.
I don't think we have any luck. If we'll have any luck catching it.
No, well,
Or
that's
we
only
create a big enough distraction here.
Yeah, I think we should get in there and quick.
Yeah, we can make it turn. Hopefully, we can make it turn back around. Or maybe we can just kill the Durga father, and maybe it'll just stop working.
Maybe it has Dad sense. And if you hurt Dad, it comes back.
Well, if that's the case, I would like to cast Thunderwave at second level so I can hear it because it's within 300 feet.
Whoa.
Right. So
nice.
what are you doing? Are you trying to...
I'd like clap my hands out
Right.
so like a sonic boom happens. So I
Okay.
can like hear it. But everyone else is there with me, so they'll...
Okay. All right.
freaking ears.
It would be
It's
very loud.
each creature within a 15 cube originating from you must make a con save, and you'll take 2d8 thunder damage. But the spell emits a thunderous boom audible out to 300 feet.
Nice.
Okay. So this cracking boom echoes off the mountains either side. And what you see is the dragon is still flying towards the 10 towns, but its head starts to like do this almost mechanical motion of like click, click, click as it starts to look behind you. And you see one of its giant fiery eyes fixes itself on you, Svieta.
Yeah. Oh, it first level spell. I don't want to expend anything more than that.
That's okay. It seems to acknowledge that you are there, but it is still heading towards the 10 towns. Additionally, roll a nature check for me.
Is everyone else going to roll a con save? Because I will damage them.
Oh,
Well,
no.
if everyone's right by,
I thought
then
it was
yeah.
a cone that you were like.
It's a cube from me.
All good.
No,
I'm
doesn't that
ripped.
mean the cube comes out from you rather than like it's because it's not a cube centered on you. It's a cube that pushes out from you.
Each creature within a 15-foot cube originating from you. Oh, I can choose it then, I guess.
Originating from you.
Yeah.
Oh, area self 15-foot cube.
So self is the origin point, and it's 15 feet from you, which means because
What? No, it'd be.
I just imagine me with a 15-foot cube.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless she steps away from everyone.
Oh,
But that's up to you.
maybe in a panic I would.
Alright, so you step forward,
Yeah,
And-
like to the edge of the cliff,
Yeah.
and then do the clap.
you do the clap. Roll me a nature check. So the dragon definitely did hear it.
15.
15. The way it moved its neck, you're not as familiar maybe with like dragon anatomy compared to maybe other natural beasts, but it wasn't smooth. It's almost like what it wasn't a natural thing.
It's not coming back, and it's not natural.
I think our only chance is to get in there and quick. I think the boss has come to us.
all right. Well, shall we invisible up and hurry in?
Yeah.
Cloak up.
How far can you guys? You guys are 30 feet, it's a double movement. So in a couple rounds you could. Well, I mean, that would be a really hard climb.
Invisibility lasts for an hour.
I know. I'm just trying to think of what it is.
I can duggy about 20 feet.
Actually, is there any point in going invisible now?
Could be others behind. And he said in the description of the fortress that there was clanking behind some of the windows. So I reckon it's pretty heavily occupied.
Alright.
I reckon getting past the arrow slits will save us a lot of pain later.
At least getting in there to see if there's no one.
And I'm glad you had something that would like try and.
It was
During
wasted.
the-
It was wasted. Like there was no point in doing it.
No, I would have.
Yeah, I was
Get its
trying to
attention.
find something that could do it, but I didn't really have anything. But like, it saw it and didn't come back, so
I don't think.
yeah, I don't think that was. I don't think there's any way by the book that we were able to stop it. It seems.
Culvert Dead's only 60 foot. Could have done a long range dog. Well, we'll get it ready for next time. Creation.
Okay. So are you all going to turn invisible and then head up the stairs?
Yeah.
Right. You race up the stairs, and it levels out onto a flat shelf that then leads to what you can see. What looks like a door in front of you. Moving east from the top of the stairs leads you to the entrance of the fortress. A 10-foot high double door of featureless stone, an arrow slit facing in your direction, guards the approach. What I will do is also move us some mapitude.
Maximum mappage.
Let me just copy your tokens from the old one. So you can see the double doors that are in front of you. You are invisible at the top of the shelf. Can you see the map?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and what I will tell you, because that you are invisible, I'm assuming you're going to approach.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you approach that arrow slit in front of you, whoever does, can they make a stealth check for me with advantage? That's Carnelian, is it?
Yep.
Yep.
Thanks for advantage. That's a 21.
First roll was a 2.
Second roll is a 17.
Okay. So you approach the arrow slit, and if you peek in, you can probably see it on the map already.
Yeah.
But there appears to be a Duragar that's just sitting there. He's staring off out into the arrow slit, looking right at you, if you were visible. But otherwise, he doesn't seem to notice you.
Do we get the impression that from where his arrow slit is, would he be able to see the door, to like the entryway to the thing? Like if it was to be quietly opened?
It looks like he has a pretty commanding view of this entire top shelf, if that makes sense.
Okay.
If we have a quick look around, are there any ways in, or is it literally just this door?
You only see this door at this stage, but you haven't really gone to investigate it either.
Okay, well, let's give it a quick investigation, because touching doors doesn't break invisibility in 5th edition.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's have a look at me. Look.
Oh, and we can use those eyes of minute seeing.
Yeah, we can shove him right into the keyhole.
Is this guy within, like, grabbing range inside this slit, or is it a bit higher up?
Arrow slits are really kind of difficult. They're fairly narrow. I don't know if you'd be able to make a grab through an arrow slit.
Probably not, because
Can't
I
get
don't
these
think
big
you'd fit
mitts
your...
in.
All right, I'm going to shove the eye of minute seeing in the keyhole. Here I go. I can't read that. 21.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you see taking a close inspection of the door? It's mostly featureless. You don't see any kind of keyholes or anything like that, and if you do a cursory touch of it, it seems like it might be somehow barred from the inside.
We'll have to do a quick scan of the area, the perimeter.
What you also feel when you're taking a look at the sort of hinges and things like that, you sort of give it a couple of other cursory knocks. It doesn't look like it's just a straight up bar in front of a door. There's some like mechanism behind it, of some description. Like, you just sort of get the jangly sort of feel of maybe chains or something similar.
Okay. Yep, I relay that quietly.
Look, I'm not much of an infiltrator.
How about higher up? Is there, like, somewhere we could climb up from this position?
You could try and make your way up, but it would be a very treacherous climb going up from here.
Okay. Alright. Okay. What if... Alright. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if I misty stepped through the peephole and went around and tried to open it from inside?
I like it.
So,
Would it break your invisibility?
Oh, yeah, it would. Shit.
would it?
Casting a spell drops invisibility.
I thought it was only if it was an attacking spell.
No, it's any spell cast or attack.
There you go.
Bummer.
If I peer through the arrow slit, can I see if there's anyone behind him? Like, could I go far enough behind him that maybe if I was quiet enough he wouldn't notice that I appeared there?
So if you head up, do me another stealth check as well.
You'd have to remember that the other person that you've cast invisibility on would become visible as well, so they would have to hide.
True. Yeah, okay.
But it might still be our only real option at this stage.
Okay, roll me a stealth check.
Do I? I'll just roll it flat, because I have scale mail on.
Oh, do you?
But he's invis.
Yeah, roll it flat.
Michael
I
Flatley.
still don't think it's... Oh, no.
Looks like it's going to be weapons free anyway.
No. That's a 3.
3. Okay. You approach the arrow slit, and the Duragar that's on the other side pricks up its ears and looks around, and then vanishes.
Yeah.
He's not the only... We are the only ones who can do that little trick.
To be fair, we should remember that they can do that. They've done it a lot to us.
Yeah.
What you do see peering into the slit, though, is just on the wall, on the same, like, you can just, at the most oblique angle you can get through the slit, what you can see is a small iron lever on the inside of this room.
Come on, did I take it?
How far away is that?
Yeah.
It's just on the inside of the arrow slit. Like, just, it's right on the peripheral vision.
No, but how far away from the arrow slit is it?
Like
5 feet.
So, if, like, Carnelian were to, like, have a mage hand...
If you can see it, yeah. Conceivably.
If you can see it, you can yank it. That's my philosophy in life.
Okay, so Wodun's at the arrow slit. Are you going to tell... What are you going to do?
I'm gonna. I guess I'll go back rather than calling out from where I am. But I'll head back towards the other guys and sort of whisper that the mechanism's just inside the slit.
Would that release your invisibility? Would you have to recast it again quickly?
I think once this guy has gone invisible and we open this door, I think it's on.
Yeah, if he's gone invisible, he's already, like...
They'd find us eventually.
But, so, as long as we keep 2 people invisible, who would you have cast the spell on just before I do this?
I'll just roll for it. I'm number 1, so you guys are the rest. Oh wait, 2, 3, 4.
Well, it wouldn't have been on me.
He doesn't need it.
So we just...
Be Svieta or me?
Svieta.
Okay. Alright. So, it'd be Horacio who loses their invisibility. So I'd recommend Horacio move, like, with me. See if you move with me so that you're out of line of sight of the door when it opens.
I'm with you, yep. Remaining stealthily with you, yep.
Okay.
I'll move us up.
Danke.
I'll go here.
Yeah.
I'll sort
So
of...
if we're over there, it must be there somewhere.
Just pulling up, like, beside me so you're not, like, visible when the door opens.
Yeah.
And yeah, Carnelian will cast Mage Hand, reach the Mage Hand inside the thing, and pull the lever.
The lever pulls down, and you hear the clinking and groaning of chains and mechanisms start to emanate from the door in the room that you were just looking into. Eventually, the double doors in front of you swing open, and beyond the portcullis is an empty room with a narrow opening at the far end and an arrow slit in the western wall. You guys have made your first foray into Sunblight Fortress. Ooh. Unfortunately for you guys, we'll have to find out how that goes next week on the Reflex save.
We'll get him next time.
Or if we suggestioned him with a laser pistol.
Point the laser pistol at the door. Open the door. What are you pointing at me? Oh, right. You don't know what this is.
Homemaker.
You just, like, shoot the guy next to him, and he's like, now open the door.
That's my suggestion gun.